Hello, Covenant fam. What's going on, guys? So, here is one of the videos that I had and I deleted, but basically, this is our Qualcomm system, and I mean, most of it's pretty self-explanatory. So, you got your messaging here, and it gives you like all your messages. This is basically like the messaging lobby, I guess you can call it. And then you got like your to scroll like down or scroll up like this, and then you can open them like that, and it'll basically inbox, outbox, compose. This is everything that we send in to them, and then you can open it like that and then go back and then compose. And these are your macros, some of them anyway, and most of them we don't use. I've never really used them. But the main one that we use, oh goodness, cancel that. It's hard to do stuff like outside of my phone as I'm looking through my phone. So we basically just use the freeform one. PTA update is obviously self-explanatory. Request for time off, things like that. But for the leaving stop and late for next appointment, dropped empty trailer, like we don't really use those unless like a specific situation calls for it. But normally we just do like inbox, we read our messages, just use outbox to recap on things that we have sent them, and then compose, and then go free form for anything that we want to type ourselves to send, like a new message or open message or whatever. So then here's our back button. This is to bring the keyboard up, and this is to put the keyboard down. This is if you want to go back to where you came from. See? Then here you can do workflow and go straight for workflow there. Then you can jump to hours of service here. See? Or you can just hit the home button, which is here, like this. And it'll take you back to this screen, and you can go to hours of service here, which is the screen I was just at. Or you could go here to home and go to driver. It tells you what driver is active, and then the date, the login time, and all that stuff. Log out, change drivers, and then add a driver. You can't add more than 2 drivers, so that one doesn't work. VIR is there, but also if you're in your hours of service, you can go VIR here, and it'll take you to the same screen. Or if you're hours of service, you can go workflow, or you can go workflow here, and it'll take you to the same spot. So I think that's why drivers get confused, is because so many buttons take you to the same places. So let me turn that off here. This is our Navigo. Obviously, I had it following me when I was driving. So I'm going to go home here. Now, this home button is different from this home button, okay? So this home button here takes you to the home Navigo. So these are your options. So your where to, your location search is going to be where you type in your address. So let's say we want to go to 5, 6, 2, 3, Westmont. Now I'm just making this up, so I don't know if this place actually exists. If it does, that's going to be kind of cool. Westmont Avenue. We're going to say Richmond. Virginia. And we're going to go search. Huh. Okay. So let's go that one. And then get route. Come on, you. I have no idea why my phone is jumping like that. It's crazy. Okay, let's have it actually give me a place. So let's go back home. Let's go to where to, location search. Let's take that out of there. And let's go to recent addresses. Let's go to Petro. Somewhere it's actually going to load. Come on, don't make me look foolish here. Sometimes the satellite doesn't connect when you're stationary. It requires you to move around, but it's also like really slow. Like extra slow. This is what takes us like so much time. Come on, you. I know you want to load. There it goes. There we go. Come on. Come on. Be nice to me. And this is exactly why they're getting rid of the Qualcomm. It's so slow. Come on. All right, let me see. So this is bird's eye view. That it's not. Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is bird's eye view, and this is like how you get the list of things. And you can go step by step. And then this is what it looks like when you're driving. Okay, and then once you do this step and you make that turn, then you'll have a step up here and a step up here. This is to make it go night vision. And then it changes. But then you also have the brightness buttons here to take the brightness down. Okay, not too much. Okay. So I always have the brightness all the way up when I'm driving. This is how you can look at it too, and it gives you one step at a time instead of two steps. See, this one will give you the first step and then the second step. This is your volume for the whole entire Qualcomm. We're not allowed to have that marked because you have to be listening at all times. And then this little satellite, when it's green, you've got good connection. When it's yellow, you're losing connection. When it's red, you have no connection. Okay? That's your home button. These are your miles, total miles of where you're going. And then that, you press it and it gives you your hour and your minutes on how far you are, how long it's going to take you to get there. And press it again and you're back to your miles. This is how you like flag an area to let them know if there's a problem. We normally have it marked on 3D. We don't use this one. My trainer taught me that having it in this mode here, it freezes the Qualcomm like really, really bad. So I've never used that one. This is your zoom. This is your search. This is your zoom out, basically. See, I zoomed out a little too far. Let me take it off of night vision. So I zoomed out so far, right? So let me zoom in. There we go. And normally when you're in this mode, you see the blue line and it follow, like you follow the blue line. This right here is your compass thing. See how it changes? This is north side up. This way it follows you with whatever direction you're facing. So I normally leave it like that. I don't view it north side up. And then this, we're also supposed to have on, volume up, but I don't like the sound of robotic voices. So therefore, don't be like me and do what's right. And you're supposed to have that volume on. Your microphone, I really don't know what the microphone is. The DM is diagnostic mode. One of the times that they did their updates, we all came back from like vacation and stuff like that, or when our Qualcomms updated from like resets and everything, and there was like all these posts on Drivers for Coven to talk about what's the DM on our Qualcomm. Like all the drivers were so confused. This right here is the notifications we get for like alerts. It's our alert manager, and it tells you like when you have an hours of service warning, lane departure, all that other stuff. And then this is messages. So just like if it were to be that. Okay, so it's up here. And you can just hit that and it takes you to your messages. What else? Critical event. This is if you would like to report a critical event. You would say yes or no. I'm going to say no because there is no critical event to report. Our media managers where all of our handbooks are. So your benefits deductions, your benefits guide, your off-duty authorization, your fuel book, your Navigo feedback, FMCSA rules and regulations, the driver benefit book. Now you can see the dates on these. Like obviously they're old. They did like update a few of them, but I doubt any drivers read them, to be honest. And then of course we looked into workflow. Workflow is pretty simple. Workflow I'm going to have to do a whole nother video for because there's a lot to explain for workflow. This is just a general overview. Vehicle diagnostics we don't use. And then we don't use. So the only screen that really matters to drivers is this one, which is the very first screen you come to on your Qualcomm. So I hope you guys get that, you understand it. It's real simple. Your DOT clock, this is like your hours of service clock, or you can also press that and it gives you the time if you don't need to monitor your hours or anything like that. But it's always wise to have it like that, so that way you know when you're running low on your hours, when you need to start finding a place to pull over to take your 30 or to switch out and all that other stuff. So it's good to know. Hours of service, I should do a separate video for this too because it will take a while, but I just want to show you guys the pages. So this is your summary: 8-hour rest break, 11 hours driving, 14 hours on duty, and your 70-hour clock for the week. And then your clocks: available driving, rest break, all that stuff. And it basically gives you everything for USA and what we're allowed. And then Canada South, and then Canada North. So it's all different, right? And then your graph, this is what your graph looks like. So it looks just like the paper logs, only this is electronic. And then your day log basically is like what status you're in, the start time, how long you were in that status, your location of where you were. So San John, New Mexico. I have a co-driver, so yes. Origin, it'll tell you like who did it or if it was auto. Sequence ID, don't really know what that is. And then it'll tell you what your comments were. So this is basically like your status. So pre-trip inspection and fuel, etc. Then you have your 8 days. This is how you find your recaps, right? If you were to ever get pulled over by DOT or you get an inspection and they ask you to send your logs to them, this is your E-rods, right? So you are to click that, and it's asking E-rods file transfer will transmit your logs directly to a U.S. or Canadian safety official based on your operating zone. Do you want to proceed? You hit OK, and then it'll give you like all kinds of questions. So just in case those of you that don't know that, you go in your day log and your E-rods are down here, okay? Because they'll ask you, do you know how to send your logs? And then there's that. And then your log request is basically for you to like request your logs like by email and stuff. And this is how you certify. Oh, excuse me. This is how you certify your logs and stuff. You go over them, you look it over. It tells you your origin, how it started. So driver means that you're the one that changed your duty status. Auto means that the truck did it on its own. And then, yeah, it tells you like where and how many miles you are from whatever location that it's giving here. And then what status you're in, the start time, how long you were in that status. And this is how you certify it. Certify, and it'll ask you if you agree or disagree. And then your load, this is your load information. So you can go into your history for load information for previous loads. If it's a new load, you hit new load and then you enter all this information again. And then edit. So if you want to edit, it'll be like all filled in for you, and you just go in and change what needs to be changed. Okay. And that's pretty much it. When you want to change drivers and stuff, you could go here and there like that, and you can put in your information like that. Unidentified, we do not use. Now this is if you were to go into the shop, if your truck needs work or whatever, you and your co-driver are to log out of the Qualcomm in off-duty status. And unidentified, it'll log like drive time and stuff like that. And that way they know, like, okay, that they were not in the truck. This was not them, it was the shop. And then like the next time you log in, it'll ask you, do you want to be assigned the drive time? And you hit no, and then you give the reason why. You put truck in shop or something like that, or truck test drove or something, and it'll clear you for that time that the truck was moving during that duration period. So that is it for the Qualcomm, guys. That is just a quick overview of where things are, what they look like. I will do a separate video for workflow in itself. I gotta get more content to you guys so that you guys can see what it is like on the road and things like that. I do have my little GoPro thingy, so I'll be getting that together so I can film. I just have to ask permission if I'm able to use it while I'm driving, because it'll be hands-free. It's almost like a dash cam and things like that, and as far as I know, that's allowed, just no cell phone usage. So I don't know, this whole thing is just screwing me up big time, because there's a lot of things I can't do or show you guys without the truck being in motion. So once I figure that out, I will definitely let you guys know. So until next time, guys, bye.